I'm Jeff Brand along with Walt Fry. And Walt, our second home game here for the 1988-89 Norristown Eagles. And Walt, after 2 ball games, the Eagles look impressive this season. After a fast start, they're 2-0, and coming in here tonight to the Norristown High Gymnasium to play the Whippets of Downingtown, a team that's fairly unknown here in the Norristown area. We haven't seen this team too much in recent years. Obviously, this is a non-league contest for the Eagles, but let's talk about the first 2 games for the Eagles. They really have come out impressively, playing fantastically as a team.
Well, the balance has been incredible. The work is coming from everywhere. The scoring is coming and the rebounding.
They really work the ball. Don't have to depend just on Ken Cool or on Binky Johnson anymore.
Right, and Binky Johnson can even sometimes go to that scoring role. They have a good second ball handler in Howard Flowers, and of course Ken Cool can handle the ball for you too if he asks to. Binky Johnson can go to that scoring role. He's a very good scorer, and he knows when to take charge, drive the lane if he has to get the bucket.
Another big aspect for this year's Norristown squad is their ability to rebound. They've got a big front line with Joel Jones, Jeff Thompson, and then Michael Evans. Jones standing outside of them. A lot of passes slipped through their hands. He cleared the bench late in the game, calls into the act.
Right, well, Norristown traditionally a good program, all the way down through the 9th grade level. The bench is very strong, and it really helps when you're playing this tough league schedule. And tonight there's a game, and then another game right after this, and next night. It helps because their players need that rest, especially as hardworking as Norristown.
We talked about it in the Bishop Kenrick game. Norristown, heavy favorite this year to win the Suburban 1 National, and also to go to districts and triumph at districts. High expectations for this squad this year. The Whippets of Downingtown. Eagles quickly into a man-to-man defense. We're just underway here. 7:45 to play in the first quarter. They look inside. The turnaround by Snodgrass. Nice shot. He cans the first 2 points of the ball game, and the Whippets up on top 2-0. And Walt, automatically a press here by Downingtown. Binky Johnson controls for the Eagles. Johnson, 2 offensive boards that time for Norristown, but no bucket. We're still tied at 4. There's a foul. Binky Johnson's going to be called for the foul. He pushes Matt Kelly in the act of shooting. So Norristown's first team foul. And Walt with 4:54 to play in the first quarter. That looks impressive. Matt Kelly sinks the first.
Well, the game's tied now it's 5-4, but Downingtown still, it seems as if they're just taking the shot that they have. If someone feels like shooting, they'll shoot the ball. Not really. A couple shots haven't even been open once.
Priest Ramsey takes the outlet pass, goes in, shot won't go. Jones rips down the board on the missed shot. That follow-up shot won't go, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line shooting 2. That last time down the floor at the free throw line for the Whippets, Matt Kelly. Defense that they've used primarily this season. They're a good man-to-man club. They match up well with most teams. Jumper from the top of the key. Won't go that time for Kelly. And Ken Cool comes away with it for Norristown. He's stripped. Good play by John Knoll. The shot's up. It's good. And there's a foul on the play. And that foul is going to be against Ken Cool, number 30 for Norristown. Fine play that time, Walt, by John Knoll. Stripped Ken Cool. We have substitute here for Downingtown into the ball game. Number 13, Tim Sheridan, as Straub takes his seat on the bench. Whippets ahead, 9-5. Johnson forces the ball down court. Priest Ramsey looks for some help. Back to Binky Johnson on the pick.
I thought it was a hold on Sheridan. They got trying to go around, or Binky Johnson using the pick from Jeff.
Team foul. Decide whether it's a charge or an offensive foul. That time it goes against the Eagles.
I think it was Kelly who stepped in there, and I'm not so sure he wasn't moving. It seemed as if Evans was coming down and trying to slide into the lane, and Kelly just stepped in but went against him.
Knoll brings the ball up court. Well, that's a tough foul on Ken Cool. Ken's forward momentum took him into Straub. Pardon me, that was John Knoll, not Straub. John Knoll, number 23.
But you also
offensive flow of this ball game. Downingtown playing him very tight. And there's going to be a backcourt violation against Norristown. Ball's thrown away. Evangelista, no choice but to touch it up.
Well, I think with 7 points, that's what you're going to see either now or in the second quarter. But so far, Knoll doing an excellent defensive job on Cole.
And they put it in Ken Cool's hands with 2 minutes to play here. And there's the three-pointer. Oh, boy. Well, let's give us credit on that one. We said let's get Ken Cool, number 13, Howard, to beat the order. It's a 2-point game. Running jump shot is good, and a foul on the play. Sheridan that time with a nice shot. The foul's going to be on number 13, Howard Flowers. So that'll be the 16th foul against Norristown. Sheridan, chance for a three-point play. He cans it. Our score now, with 58 seconds to play here in the first quarter, is 17-12 Downingtown, surprisingly enough. Nice dish to Thompson. Easy bucket off the glass. The officials cautioning Norristown players let the ball drop to the ground once it comes through the hoop. Downingtown sets up its offense. Coach John Walker calling for final shot. He wants to take the last shot of the first quarter with 32 seconds to play here.
We see Norristown trying to make something happen. Knockuptown just run off the clock.
17-14 our score. Whippet's doing a good job of eating the clock. They're going to have to move the ball for a shot now. They look to Kelly. 8 seconds. He goes up. It's good. Good ball movement by Downingtown. Evangelista with his steal. He's out of bounds with 2 seconds to play. Good call by the officials. The Walden, excellent job by the Whippets to keep control of that ball up.
Good dish to Jeff Thompson. He won't miss that.
And Matt Kelly picks up right where he left off, Walt. In the lane, if he's going to get that 10 feet and in shot, he's going to kill the Eagles all night with that.
There's Kelly at the three-point line. Binky Johnson now hounding him. Kelly nowhere to go. Good D by Binky Johnson. There's Kelly in the lane, pulls up. No, that's heavy, and Binky Johnson with the rebound. Up to Jeff Thompson, one-on-one with Evangelista. They got him for the travel. Jeff Thompson tried to take that step around Evangelista.
Yep, Jeff took the extra step that time. He had the good job by Evangelista to get in his way. Caused the error.
Go inside to Knoll.
Flowers is going to be called for the foul this time, Walt. That's his second. I'm kind of surprised, Walt, that Joel Jones isn't up there matching up with Matt Kelly. Maybe side threat and you want to keep Jones down low when he's in the ball game. Kelly also the tallest player out there for the Whippets.
First free throw is good by Knoll.
It's tough to say 5 times fast.
Well, I think they want the quick hands of Binky Johnson out there too on Kelly. And Johnson, good defensive player, and Knoll makes a second.
And the Whippets have opened up a 7-point lead. Norristown cannot be casual with their passing tonight. The Whippets are creating a number of turnovers already in this ball game.
That time Knoll almost had the steal, and now Cole will set it up. Pulls up for 3, and the foul. Ken Cool, possible 4-point play. The foul on Knoll. Cool from about, what would you say, about 23 feet.
I'd say at least 22 feet. That was an NBA three-pointer, no doubt about that.
Knoll jumped out at him, got a piece of the arm. Cool made it nonetheless, and the 4-point play. He does it. 23-20, or excuse me, the Whippets leading. Now a full court press. Evans and Binky Johnson. Howard Flowers gets a piece, but they get it up to Evangelista. He gives to Knoll. Knoll walked.
And now Norristown doing a good job, Walt, of turning the tempo in their favor.
Even the quick inbounds pass, they won't let it slow down. And a steal by Sheridan. Evangelista one-on-one, Binky John. Rolls the first one in.
All the scoring so far tonight for Norristown basically coming from Cool and Thompson.
Thompson now with 10, Cool with 9. 19 of Norristown's 22 points from those two. We've got a timeout Norristown. 5:39 to play in the second. 25-22 Downingtown.
Well, I give a lot of credit to head coach John Walker for Downingtown. He has prepared his squad well for this contest this evening. John Cresswell, conversely, not that he hasn't prepared his squad, but he is unhappy on the Norristown sideline. His ball club is being careless here tonight, and they've paid the price so far. Downingtown has capitalized, I'd say, about 80% of the time on Norristown mistakes, and they lead this ball game by 3 with 5:39 to play in the first half. And this is a Downingtown squad that scored only 29 points this Council Rock, and Council Rock not exactly king of the hill this year in Suburban 1. The Whippets already with 25 in this ball game.
But we've seen it, the main force of their scoring is the outside shooting, and if the outside shooting is just cold for a night, you'll score that few points.
You can see John Cresswell trying to turn up the tempo with his defense.
Almost a turnover there, but they get it to Sheridan, and now Evangelista take the three into the lane, dishes to Sheridan.
Oh.
Sheridan blocked from behind by Joel Jones. It'll go Downingtown's way.
Good hands that time by Jones to pick the ball out of there and not cause the foul.
Knoll on the baseline. Thought about the three. Now he drives baseline. Too heavy, and Jeff Thompson rips it away from Knoll, and Knoll is called for the foul.
Jeff Thompson really made Knoll pay the price that time. And that's the third foul on John Knoll. I think we're going to see a substitution here for Downingtown. And that may hurt the Whippets a little bit defensively because Knoll has been scrappy out there on Ken Cool.
There will be a substitution, number 53, James Connolly, into the game. And Jeff Thompson trying to add to his 10 points. First is...
With that early foul trouble that the Whippets had, the Eagles have been getting a lot of one-on-one opportunities here late in the half.
Second is off the rim, rebound by Mike Evans. Binky Johnson runs it down. Out to Cool. Sheridan on him quickly. Michael Evans drives the lane, pulls up. 10-footer rolls in. That ties the game at 25. Connolly brings it across, poked away by Binky Johnson. Cool to Mike Evans. Bucket is good, and now it's Norristown's game. 27-25 Eagles.
No.
Kelly wisely calls the timeout.
Good job by John Walker. He needed to settle his team down. The Eagles started to get that tempo up a little bit, created a few turnovers. Walker wisely calls timeout. I tell you, Ken Cool did a good job that last time down the floor, Walt, to draw the Downingtown defense so that Michael Evans could free up on the wing, because Cool saw Evans going down the right side with him, and Kenny took the ball far enough away so that all three Downingtown defenders collapsed on him, and Evans was wide open and took advantage of the easy shot.
And then coming back down the floor, it was sort of a look of panic on Connolly's face when they gave him the ball. First thing he's thinking, of course, is get the ball across the line and pick it up. Binky Johnson running down court, poked it away.
And very quickly, the Eagles have turned a 3-point deficit, 2-point lead, ahead 27-25.
And once again, it's the rebounding off that missed foul shot by Jeff Thompson. Mike Evans rebounded it and tied the score. Now Norristown up by 2. Inside, Snodgrass tried to bank it. That was a brick, and Binky Johnson up court to Jeff Thompson. Fires to Ken Cool. Cool reverse, no good.
You won't see him miss that shot very often. He looked over his shoulder that time. He was looking for somebody to draw a foul from.
Kelly pulls up. Jumper is good.
Matt Kelly with 13 points.
Michael Evans up again. Michael Evans answers right back, and it's still a 2-point Norristown lead.
Michael Evans is taking control here offensively. 6 quick points for him here in this second quarter. It's the follow-in. Thought he had an easy bucket there. A little hard off the board, though. John Walker's got to get Conley out of the ballgame. That's his third mental error in about 2.5 minutes. You can see the confidence just draining from his face with each mistake.
And that time he traveled. Mike Evans one-on-one. Shot's no good. Snodgrass pulls down the rebound.
Michael Evans thinks he's Michael Jordan out there. He wants the ball.
Evangelista dish.
Oh. Get your cliche book out on that when he pulled the string. I like that. I'll have to write that one down.
And Priest Ramsey checks into the game, replacing Jeff Thompson.
Thompson gets a well-deserved round of applause. 11 points and probably 6 or 7 rebounds already.
But Connolly's good on the second, and it's now 29-28 Eagles. Michael Evans brings the ball up court. Pass stolen by Kelly and knocked away by Priest Ramsey. Good save by Sheridan. Kelly from the foul line missed. Ken Cool 1-on-4. Left-handed leaner won't go. Kelly does put his team up by 2. Cool, tried to go off the glass, no good. Good rebound by Priest Ramsey. The shot is short, and it's off of Norristown.
The Eagles look like they're almost taking 4 shots. I know they try to get the shot.
But you have to give some credit to that Downingtown defense. It's tenacious, and to use another cliche word, very tenacious defense. And they've taken it to Norristown and gotten the turnovers themselves.
Give a lot of credit individually to Matt Kelly. He has been an offensive powerhouse so far tonight for Downingtown. He has got 18 first half points, and that's quite a performance. We mentioned it earlier in the game. The Whippets had a game earlier this year where they scored 29 in the whole game. They've got 33 here in the first half against Norristown. I tell you, Kelly is an impressive force, and if the Eagles don't find some kind of defense to deal with him in the second half, they're going to be in trouble.
Well, Kelly primarily a jump shooter. I guess that night looking for him, but other than him, we really don't see much other offense for Downingtown. Snodgrass had a good move in the first play of the game, in fact, was a good move, but so far they've just gone to Kelly, and Kelly's been hitting, so why not?
Kelly's the force, as we mentioned, 18 points. The only other players in the ball game, most points we have are 4 from Jake Straub. Also, Snodgrass with 4, Tim Sheridan with 3 off the bench, John Knoll with 3, but he's got 3 fouls. We might not see too much of him in the second half. He was a good defensive ball player for them.
Knoll's got the 3 fouls. They put him on Cool. That was his assignment, to stay cool. And despite keeping Cool in check, pretty much, well, at least for Ken Cool, he kept him in check.
Sure did.
He does have the 3 fouls, and we may not see much of him in the second half.
I agree with you. And rounding out the scoring, James Conley with 1 point for Downingtown. Conley, a sophomore, as you mentioned, came off the bench late in that second quarter, made at least 3 mental errors, and he looked a little scared out there. I hope he got a little bit of his confidence back here, sinking that 1 free throw.
Well, I think that's some scouting, because I think Norristown might have known that he was a sophomore. They went to the press, and they caused Connolly to make those mistakes.
On the Norristown side, Jeff Thompson has been the brightest light so far in this ball game. He's got 11 points and has done a good job on the rebounding, primarily defensively. The offensive boards haven't been Norristown's domain as much as in the first 2 ball games this year.
Well, Jeff Thompson has become a tremendous all-around player. As a freshman, he had some varsity time, and we saw a nice touch, but not much else. As a sophomore, he matured, and now just great defense, great rebounding and great scoring also.
The biggest positive for Downingtown's game is that they have held Ken Cool to 9 first-half points. And this is a young man who scored more than 22 points a game last season. This year in his first 2 ball games has 21 and 27 points respectively. Obviously, they've got him below his season average if it projects out for the rest of the ball game. Ken is going to have to get into the flow of the offense for Norristown to win this game, I think.
Well, even more credit to Downingtown. You can't say that Ken Cool is cold. He hit the three-pointer. That's been the only one he's taken. And he forced a couple of shots because he knew Norristown needed some baskets. But they've really held him down.
And, of course, rounding out the scoring for the Eagles, Joel Jones, 3 points from his center position. Johnson only with 2 points, and that's a little surprising to me that Binky has really not gotten into the offense that much.
Well, he's had some good passes. I think they've only wanted him to pass the ball. It seems as if the Norristown players match up better physically with the Downingtown players, but still Downingtown playing an effective man-to-man. But I'm sure Coach John Cresswell thinks that his players can go one-on-one with the Downingtown players, and as long as Binky Johnson gets them the ball.
Michael Evans has 6 points off the bench for Norristown. Priest Ramsey started in his place tonight at the small forward position. Michael did in that second quarter create a little bit of offense for Norristown. Then they moved him to point guard and put Binky Johnson up on the front line at forward. That didn't seem to gel too well, though, for Norristown offensively. I wonder if we'll see that in the second half again.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call him a playmaker. He was just sort of the man to bring the ball up, and at that point, Downingtown was in no kind of press. They were just in a relaxed man-to-man. So he would bring the ball up and then dish it off, and then Norristown would set up offense.
My guess is, Walt, that John Cresswell tried to light a fire under his fellas at halftime. They're not playing with any burning intensity, that's for darn sure, and I think in the second half they will. And if they don't, you're going to hear a lot of screaming from the Norristown bench.
Well, we talked about Norristown's balance and depth, and Downingtown so far seems to be a one-man team. And a one-man team should never beat a team as deep and as balanced as Norristown.
Folks, don't go anywhere. Downingtown Whippets ahead of our Norristown Eagles, 33-31 at halftime. Walt, in just a moment with the second half of play. All right, folks, we're just about ready here to begin the second half of play. I'm Jeff Brandon along with Walt Fry. And this game being brought to you by the Norristown Area School District. Mr. Sam Galbraith is our producer and director tonight. And on camera, we have Cindy Magriapati. We'd like to thank them for helping us out here this evening at Norristown High School Gymnasium. Ken Cool will bring the ball inbounds directly in front of us here, the bottom of your screen. So we're underway here in the second half. Eagles trail Downingtown by 2.
And we're back to the 5 starters with Binky Johnson handling the ball, so maybe we'll see some control here and some points.
Johnson draws the foul. Shot won't go. Short off the front of the rim. Foul's going to be on number 32, Mike Evangelista. And Binky will be at the line shooting 2.
And take a look at Evangelista. I would bet you anything that he plays football.
I'd have to agree with you there.
And often we see that. Some point guards are often football players.
Fire plug build, short stocky.
Right.
Johnson first. Chance to tie the ball game here at 33, and he does. So the Eagles quickly knot the score here in the second half. We've got Sheridan, Evangelista, Kelly out there for Downingtown, along with Straub and Connolly. Connolly saves the ball. We've got a jump ball. And it'll be Downingtown possession on the arrow. Good job by Binky Johnson to tie things up. Sheridan looks inside. They strip Connolly, but Snodgrass comes away, misses the 6-footer. I tell you, Matt Kelly somehow sneaked in there, got the offensive board off Snodgrass's miss, makes the hoop, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Norristown could keep Kelly in check. They'd probably be way out in front here because Snodgrass just missed an open shot at point-blank range. The ball came to him. It was a look what I found. And
we've got a foul on the play and a substitution. The foul that time with number 53, Connolly. He tries to leave the game, but they won't let him. We did have a substitution. Number 41, Jake Straub, into the game.
Connolly saying, you want me sticking this guy?
6:49 to play in the third quarter. Downingtown still leads by 2, 35-33. Richard Myers with the ball. He looks for Ken Cool. Cool for three. Oh, yeah. Ken Cool with his first attempt of the second half cans it. He's got 12 points in the game. And Eagles take a 1-point lead on Ken Cool's 19-footer. Snodgrass in and out, won't go. Ramsey with the rebound. Good position by Priest that time.
Snodgrass saw Myers and Thompson and wanted to go no farther than he was.
Richard Myers' shot won't go. Cool taps it away, but Snodgrass comes up with it. Oh, Ken quarter. Eagles won 36-35 in a hard-fought contest. The Eagles' third ball game of the year. Snodgrass again. Well, I'll tell you, he must have heard me. He heard me say he didn't have much touch tonight, so he turns around, sticks a 10-foot turnaround jumper, puts his squad up by one, 37-36. Back to Johnson. Good defense.
Kelly only with two, so not much trouble.
We were going to have a substitution. Joel Jones was going to come into the ball game for Richard Myers. And he does. Myers takes a seat on the bench. Of course, we're not in the penalty situation yet. Was non-shooting foul that time off the rebound. Cool with a quick turnaround, and it's good. Well, all Ken Cool needs is about a half foot of daylight. He's not afraid to put the shot up.
And Cool got the feed and a little screen from Joel Jones. That's all he needed.
40-38. Downingtown still up by 2. Straub down low to Knoll. Knoll blocked by Thompson. Snodgrass comes up with the dishes to Kelly. Good position by Joel Jones. I'll tell you, John Cresswell didn't leave Joel Jones out of the ball game for long. Binky Johnson, good dish to Thompson, just loses the handle. I think Jeff wanted to slam that one. He went up strong, just free throw shooting. Johnson makes 2 though. Eagles cut the Downingtown lead to 2 with 2:37 to play in the third quarter. Evangelista looks, dishes off. They go back to Kelly. Kelly has Michael Evans on him now. Downingtown taking their time with the ball. Evangelista for 3, in and out, won't go. Joel Jones didn't get that rebound on position, but he came away with it.
That time the long shot caused a long rebound.
This time, Michael Evans gets the block on Kelly. That'll be Matt Kelly's 3rd personal.
And a good job by Mike Evans to just take it strong. And a really good dish to Jeff Thompson. Had the foul not been called, it would have been easy too.
Once again, a non-foul. Norristown will inbound the ball from the baseline. Wait a minute, got a problem here. And we are in the penalty situation. It's 1-1. The officials didn't think we were in the penalty situation yet, but Ted Every there, the Norristown scorer, tells them otherwise. That the 5th team personal on Downingtown. So Michael Evans with a chance to tie the ball game should he make both of these free throws. Misses the first, and Kelly comes away with the rebound. So the Eagles with a missed opportunity. Nice play by Michael Evans. Ken Cool comes away with it. Downingtown gets back on defense, and Evangelista steals the ball. With John Knoll on Thompson. Nice play by Mike Evangelista with the basket. And we've got a foul on Tim Sheridan. He bowls over Binky Johnson.
And Sheridan, seeing the game sort of swinging after the 2 quick baskets by Downingtown, tried to keep the flow and make the steal, but Binky Johnson using his body well to shield off Sheridan legally.
But I tell you, this Downingtown squad, a bunch of ferocious defenders. The Eagles let down their guard for a second, and Downingtown's right there to capitalize. Once again, 1-1. This time, Binky Johnson at the line. He makes the first. The 2 fellas who you want to have on the free throw line. So with 1:16 to play in the third quarter, Downingtown retains possession. Knoll thinks 3-pointer. takes the running jump shot from the baseline, won't go. Another turnover by Norristown. The Eagles just cannot hold on to the ball tonight, Walt. Somebody better shake these guys up and tell them they're trailing by 2. To Snodgrass. They tap the ball away. It's a tough call. They call it the jump ball. Norristown gets the benefit that time. Looked like it might have been a foul that time.
Well, I saw a quick jump ball. It looked like somebody had their hands on it, but that wasn't called. It was when Mike Evans had Snodgrass in a bear hug from the back that they called the jump ball.
Norristown desperate, looking for Ken Cool, the open man. Johnson stripped again, kicks off Evangelista. Thompson with the shot. Won't, and Michael Evans somehow comes away with it. Cool from the baseline. No, won't go. Joel Jones got to look behind him for a man. Oh, shot won't go. 12 seconds to play. And Norristown with 4 opportunities can't convert the basket. And Walt, that last series epitomizes this game for Norristown. They just cannot get anything to fall for them tonight. We have a T called on the Norristown bench. The official now lecturing John Cresswell. With 6 seconds to play in the third quarter, Coach John Cresswell called for a technical foul. And Walt, I can't remember the last time I saw a technical foul called in high school basketball. It's been a while.
Especially on John Cresswell, usually a very placid coach.
Kelly misses the first of his 2 shots.
But it must have been something really bad. I'm sure he wanted the foul initially on Binky Johnson when he tried to drive. And then the fouls on the ensuing rebounds, but didn't get it.
Now, of course, Downingtown retains possession here off of the technical foul, even though Kelly missed both of those free throws. 4 seconds, they've got to get the shot up. 2, 1, no shot, no basket. John Knoll with the turnaround, no basket, but after 3 quarters, it is still a 2-point advantage. 44-42 for Downingtown.
That's
and
too bad for Knoll. I think it's jumper of the day, and it's a little bit too late.
But I tell you, John Cresswell, after getting called for that tee, it's interesting, something like that, you might be able to turn to your advantage because Kelly missed both of those free throws, and that would have been a big emotional lift for Downingtown to get those 2 extra points.
Well, that was the loudest the crowd was when Kelly missed the 2 free throws, so it could be turning, and you saw some of the players sort of getting fired up after the 4 missed shots on the Norristown series, and then Downingtown finally came away with the ball. They're not going to give Downingtown anything for this 4th quarter.
Nice pass to Jeff Thompson.
Evangelista tried to bounce through 3 men as Mike Evans drives the baseline. His pull-up is no good.
Jeff Thompson had players all over him, and they call the foul on number 42.
That was Matt Kelly.
And that is number 4 on Matt Kelly. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a problem for the Downingtown Whippets.
Well, Jeff, if he goes out, I guarantee you the scoring will drop tremendously.
Here's the substitution.
He is coming out. It's going to be Connolly. Connolly almost came into the game without checking in.
And that would have been a technical foul. So Matt Kelly takes his seat on the bench for the first time tonight, and that could spell trouble for the Whippets.
And Joel Jones makes the first. The next could tie the game.
Very important down the line here that the Eagles make the front end of those 1-and-1 opportunities. Jones does it this time.
Jones does not make the second, and Snodgrass good position for the rebound. Now let's see who's going to shoot the ball here for Downingtown.
I guess you try and go to Snodgrass inside or Evangelista side.
Jeff Thompson steals it from Evangelista. Binky Johnson 3-on-1 to Cool. Cool spins. Basket is good, and the foul. Ken Cool spun to his right, up with the left hand, kissed it off the glass, and the foul. Now,
I thought, what the heck is Ken Cool going to do with that ball? Timeout by John Walker in Downingtown. Boy, I'll tell you, what a play. Just when it looks like Norristown's ready to sit down and take it, Ken Cole comes up. Stellar shot. Spin move off the glass.
An exciting shot like that is 10 times better when it puts your team ahead, and Norristown is now ahead 45-44.
And Ken Cole with a chance to make it a 2-point advantage for the Eagles. And Walt Norristown really has led by no more than 2 points in this game. They had one brief 2-point advantage in the second quarter, and that's it. So you have Ken Cole, Joel Jones, Jeff Thompson, Binky Johnson, and Michael Evans out there for the Eagles. Connolly, Evangelista, Sheridan, Snodgrass, and Knoll on the court for Downingtown, and conspicuous by his absence, Matt Kelly, 21-point scorer for Downingtown. Cole makes it a 3-point play, and it's a 2-point Norristown lead.
And pressure by Norristown. Steal by Michael Evans. This is to Binky Johnson. Johnson up and good. Easy two, caused by the pressure defense of Norristown. Knoll dribbles it through 3 men up court, coast to coast. Knoll, bucket is good, and the foul by Joel Jones.
What a big play from John Knoll. Talk about getting a hoop when you need it. Just when it looked like the Eagles were finally going to come alive and take control of this ball game, John Knoll, huge basket.
After the 4-point Norristown lead, Knoll cuts it to 1.
Extremely big hoop by John Knoll. Ken Cole that time had guys crawling up his back.
Jeff Thompson.
If they think Jeff Thompson's going to miss that shot, they're wrong. He's got beautiful form on that 12-foot jumper.
Good anticipation. Oh, he stepped on the line. The Norristown bench all over the official.
Boy, Jeff Thompson is some athlete. Makes the steal, tries to flip it behind his back. Officials say he steps on the sideline.
Inbounds pass by Binky Johnson, and Norristown giving Downingtown absolutely no options. Sheridan all over Johnson. Thompson, foul line again. Mishandled and still made the shot.
Jeff Thompson is going to make that shot all night. They have got to come out and play defense on Jeff Thompson.
Well, they gave him the shot, and he made it, so now we'll see what they do.
Norristown's biggest lead of the game, Walt, 5 points, 52-47.
And Evangelista wants to slow it down. Terrible feed that time by Sheridan. Thompson trying to avoid the backcourt violation. We got a jump ball, and it'll go Norristown's way.
I think Tom's a little confused that time. He could have picked that ball up. It hadn't yet come across midcourt. Eagles get a break there that they retain possession.
Evans' shot is blocked by Snodgrass, but he rips it away. Missed the second shot. Cool blocked by Snodgrass, and Sheridan breaks away. Sheridan wisely pulls up.
Hard to believe there was no foul called inside when Ken Cool went up for that follow.
Snodgrass foul line. No good. Jeff Thompson rips down the rebound. Binky Johnson gunned ahead to Joel Jones. Good fake to get Snodgrass up in the easy 2.
Nice pass that time. Good look. And a wise timeout by John Walker.
Binky Johnson, baseball pass to Joel Jones. Let Snodgrass go by and put the bucket in for a 7-point Norristown lead.
The Eagles finally, with 4:44 to play, starting to open things up here against a gutsy Downingtown squad. These guys have played their hearts out, and obviously the key to this ball game is 4 fouls on Matt Kelly. And if you're John Walker, how long do you let him sit out? You've got to bring him back now. You can't let your team lose this ball game with 4 minutes to go.
Well, I think the offensive play of Norristown would be the same with or without Kelly. But Downingtown just not able to keep up without him. Not able to keep up on the scoreboard.
So with 4:44 to play, the Eagles have developed a 7-point advantage. And there he is, Matt Kelly back into the ball game, unsurprisingly. Leaves the ball game with 4 fouls. This was about 2. And the Eagles turned around a 2-point deficit into a 7-point advantage.
They break the press. Knowles' pass stolen by Jeff Thompson.
Great anticipation by Jeff Thompson.
Cools on the dribble drive is fouled.
Now in the NBA, that's a continuation shot, but not in, unfortunately.
Before the shot on Evangelista. And in the penalty, Cool will shoot the 1-and-1. The first, of course, is good.
And Ken Cool quietly creeping towards his average of about 22 points a game, the average he had last year, averaging 12.5 so far this year.
And that's 19 for Cool. Press broken again. Knoll loops ahead to Snodgrass, too high.
And Coach John Walker is watching this game slip away from his team. They're down by 9. And it all happened in a span of 2 minutes when Matt Kelly left the ball game.
Cool, double teamed. There he is. Binky Johnson inside to Mike Evans. Evans tangled up with Snodgrass. Snodgrass caught the arm and the foul on him.
Well, it's interesting to look at the expressions on the players' faces. There was such intensity on the Downingtown squad, and now they can see that great ball game disappear in a span of, and they just look deflated out there.
You know, I think you're probably looking at the same player I was, and that's Evangelista, as Kelly grabs the rebound off the missed foul shot. And Evangelista's played an excellent game with the steals and the passing and handling the ball against the Norristown defense. There's Kelly, double teamed. Swing to Sheridan. Kelly sees the hole. Dish to, that was Evangelista who they got Binky Johnson for tripping up Kelly. That's 2 on Binky.
3:03 to play in Norristown, still with a 9-point advantage. And Downingtown must be just saying, now how did that happen?
It happened very, very fast.
Said, gee, we controlled this whole ball game, and all of a sudden we're down by 9.
Kelly with a big free throw to give Downingtown still a shot.
I tell you, if Matt Kelly had any scoring help on this squad, it'd be a real tight ball game right now.
And Kelly's got 25.
And the Eagles can't assume they've got this game won yet. Still 3 minutes to play. Only a 7-point lead.
Joel Jones hands to Cool.
That's John Knoll.
Cool, smart play that time. Tried to drive the baseline, and Knoll with the blocking foul. When he heard the whistle, just tried to throw it up. Never know what'll happen.
That's John Knoll's 4th foul also, so foul trouble for John Knoll and for Matt Kelly, the 2 leading scorers for the Whippets.
And now Priest Ramsey will check in for Joel Jones. Cool shot, rolls off. Inside to Knoll. Layup no good. And Binky Johnson controls.
Slapped that time by Sheridan.
Sheridan trying to poke it away from behind. Got a piece of the hand.
Sheridan 3.
That's 4.
Yeah, we miss him sometimes.
There have been a lot tonight. Mickey Johnson, his shot also rolls off. So Norristown still 7 points with 2:19 to play. And now Norristown shutting down Kelly. Back to Evangelista. Evangelista's bank shot is good. He realizes he's got to take a shot there.
Norristown has got to take advantage of these free throws. They've missed the front end of 3 consecutive 1-on-1 situations.
Mickey Johnson's pass slapped away by Knoll. Knoll to Evangelista. Finger roll is good.
It's a 3-point game, Walt.
Priest Ramsey hands to Mickey Johnson. And now Norristown's got it.
Norristown has let this lead dwindle down to 3 with 1:32 to play. They turn it
Ball
over
stolen.
again.
Kelly one-on-one with Ramsey. Snodgrass baseline. No good. Jeff Thompson in the middle of 2 people knocks it away and controlled. Ken Cool forces it up the sideline. I think Cool thought Jeff Thompson was cutting that time.
No, Jeff Thompson was trying to call timeout. Ken Cool's throwing him the ball, and Jeff Thompson's got his hands up looking at the ref for timeout. The ref's watching the ball go out of bounds.
Now it's 58-55, a minute exactly to play. Cool pokes it away from Evangelista, still Downingtown ball. No! Off of Evangelista, great play by Ken Cool. And now we get a timeout, Norristown.
Well, 59 seconds to play. The Eagles ahead 58-55. This game is far too dramatic. It should not be this close. The Eagles are playing basically uninspired basketball. They really came to life when Matt Kelly was forced to take a seat on the bench with 4 personals. But since Kelly's return to the ball game, the Whippets have clawed back, had a chance to cut it to 1 or even tie on that last possession. And as you said, good play by Ken to flick the ball off of Mike Evangelista out of bounds.
And if anything, I think you could call Kelly a defensive force on offense, because without him in there, Downingtown just does not know where to go with the ball. And therefore they have some turnovers, some sloppy play, and Norristown gets to run. With Kelly, they have a definite plan in mind, and the passing is good. So now Cool inbounds. Howard Flowers in to handle the ball.
Priest Ramsey out of the ball game.
So Crestwell goes to a smaller, better ball handling lineup. Cool spins, shot no good. Good rebound by Mike Evans. No, the shot won't fall, but he's fouled.
Nice position that time by Mike Evans. Cool went up with a left-handed spin shot. Evans was right there, did a good job to go up in the air, draw the foul.
And the foul was on Snodgrass. That's Steve Snodgrass' 3rd foul.
Priest Ramsey.
Right back to bounds on Knoll, but he controls. Knoll for 3 in the corner, way short. Jeff Thompson controls and up ahead to Evans. Evans will bring it back to Mickey Johnson. Sheridan trying for the steal, got the reach-in foul.
I think Sheridan's going to be out of the ball game. He is. It's to put this game on ice if he makes both of his free throw attempts. The key, though, will be the front end of this 1-and-1.
Right now, a 4-point game. Downingtown's got to get off a quick shot, and of course, barring a 3-pointer and a foul, they're going to need another score. So far, we haven't seen much quick shooting from Downingtown. It's all been set up the offense and takes at least 25.
So the Eagles lead by 5. Just as a matter of point, the possession arrow in favor of Downingtown, should there be a jump ball or a tie-up at all. Norristown with a ball handling group in there. Ramsey, Evans, Thompson, Cool, and Johnson play in the ball game. Once again, Binky at the line.
This time not an intentional foul. So Binky will be shooting the 1-and-1. And he makes the first.
And that should just about do it.
And the second makes it a 7-point game with 13 seconds to play. Quickly up to Straub. His shot. Jeff Thompson still in there rebounding. And they got the foul on Snodgrass.
So with 7 seconds to play, looks like the Eagles are going to escape with a victory here at Norristown High School. A tough Downingtown squad has really put the test in Norristown. That's going to be the 5th foul on, who is it, Matt Kelly? Kelly gets a nice round of applause from the fans here. That's well deserved. He played one heck of a ball game. 25 points. And Kelly shakes his head on the bench. He's thinking about how close this game was and what could have been had he stayed out of foul trouble.
So it's James Connolly into the game to replace Kelly. And Thompson's first shot is good. $16 points for Jeff Thompson. 3 seconds. Evangelista for 3. No good, and there it is. So Norristown, after being behind at halftime, comes back to beat Downingtown 64-55. Jeff and I will be right back to wrap up the moment.
Folks, the Norristown Eagles really escaped with a victory here at Norristown High School. The final score is 64-55. Walt, until the final 5 minutes of this ball game, it looked like Downingtown might pull one out here. It was like a bushwhack. Downingtown, no inclination on the Norristown part that this Downingtown squad could take it to them like this, and they really put up a fight for 3.5 quarters. And really, as we mentioned, the turnaround of the ball game when Matt Kelly had to take a seat on with 4 fouls at the beginning of this 4th quarter. Norristown then opened up a 9-point advantage, but it still wasn't over as Downingtown clawed back into this ball game, and the Eagles just opened up that final margin of victory, that final 9-point margin on free throws late in the ball game.
Well, I don't think I've seen a team in my recent memory who's been so dependent on one person as Downingtown was on Kelly. And when Kelly went out, of course, they lost a lot of scoring, and they sort of lost all direction as to who they were going to get the ball to and who's going to shoot the ball, who their big man was to go to. So Norristown realized that and took the control of the game, and that margin was eventually enough as Downingtown made the late to hold on to victory.
Before we talk about how Norristown fared in this ball game, let's give a lot of credit to Matt Kelly and to Coach John Walker, because he had his squad prepared this evening. They played fantastic defense, knew how to feed the ball to their main man, Matt Kelly, and they played a great ball game for 3.5 quarters. They are to be commended for an outstanding performance, because I don't think anybody thought that Downingtown was going to give the Eagles this tough of a ball game.
Well, I don't know if they play it that all the time, but the defense was just incredible tonight. It seemed as if every pass they got a hand on. Their anticipation was terrific, and also a lot of credit to Matt Evangelista.
Matt told you, or Matt, listen to me. Walt told you he really controlled the tempo for Downingtown. I give him a lot of credit also. Then we dropped down to John Knoll with 7 points. He played a good game, especially in the second half. He tried to pick up the slack when Kelly left the ball game. Really wasn't quite enough, though.
Well, he started out on Ken Cool playing the defense. He had a couple of early fouls, but really not enough to send him out of the game. Maybe took away a little bit of his aggression, though, and he also stuck Binky Johnson for a while, so might have taken something away.
Buckets as well. He was also a force on the boards.
Well, Thompson we started, but just Priest Ramsey and Mike Evans shuttling in and out. that was all. I guess in a close game, Cresswell doesn't like to go to his bench, and understandably so. His starters have good endurance and can hold the game down.
Yeah, Howard Flowers played briefly, but very briefly. He came into the ball game late in the second quarter, and that's all we saw of him.
And Richard Myers also a little bit dispelled Joel Jones.
That's true. Folks, a Norristown victory, but you can't say much more than that about this ball game. This is one that John Cresswell in the
league.
Interesting season tonight. The